Hello, hello, and good evening. Welcome to Me and Epiphany, where we take me down a rabbit hole, episode 12. I feel like it's been forever. How y'all been? How have y'all been all week? I feel like I've been immersed in reading what turned out what I thought was going to be a history piece is actually a bunch of legalese. So I feel like I'm back in school. Hello, and good evening. It feels good to be here, see you all here. I need you all to fill me in because, like I said, I've been one track minded. I've heard bits and pieces of some things, but not too much. How's life going? So let's see here. I did tell you all last time we got in here that I wanted to drop the link. I wanted to find out how I did it on the first live. So I will be doing that tonight. Dropping the link. So for anyone who wants to come up and talk about what they've, heard in the streets, would love for you all to do that. So I'll go ahead and drop that link right now. And like I said, if you want to come up and say something, please feel free. Hi, Miss Sarah. How are you doing? How are you? It's really, really good to see you on this beautiful evening. Yes. So, like I said, I've heard just bits and pieces of some things that are going on in the streets. I've really, really, I really feel bad about OG Mako. I don't know if y'all remember, he had that flesh eating disease. Hey, Freddie B, how's it going? Yeah, he had that flesh eating disease, and I know that he was very, very depressed about it for a while. Unfortunately, he decided that he was going to take his own life. And I've noticed that there's a lot of that going around. Have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen that there's a lot of flesh eating diseases? A lot of people are just catching it. I don't know where they're at. I don't know where they're doing, what they're doing, what's going on. But it seems like something is in the air, in the water, or something. Rapper Chino XL took his life in July. I think I vaguely saw something about that. I don't know why, but I think maybe I thought he had already passed. A lot of these rappers have the same name, similar names, so I get a little mixed up. But yeah, OG Mako. Yep, unfortunately. I know his attempts landed him in the hospital and he was hanging on for a minute and then, yeah, he lost out. But yeah, I don't know what's going on out there in the rap world. But I hope they get a handle on things. And then I saw that Tyler Perry's CEO died in a plane crash. I'm like, what is going on with these patterns? And I don't know if anything's fishy with that because he was driving the plane himself. So, and it was his plane. I don't know what would have been the motive, but then again, you just never know. So that's really all oh, and Solange, I saw that she was saying something. It's just hard to tell. I know she came out saying that she was sick about something. Yeah, I thought that too. Nope, to be honest, because you never know. Especially, and I'm sorry to say, but when I hear about a lot of devastation and stuff happening in like New Orleans and things like that. I'm like, man, sometimes my first mind goes to, they practice a lot of stuff out there, a lot of spiritual practices going on. And I know Solange, she's very vocal about her practices. So you just never know. And you never know if it's to get the smoke off of what's going on with her brother-in-law. So yeah, it's just a lot of going on right now. I think so too, Freddie B. I don't even know. I don't, I'm gonna be ready, but I think we're definitely gonna see some crazy stuff. Hello, Edelson. How are you doing on this evening? It is good to see you. Very, very good to see you here. Yeah, I think it's gonna be because I hear that they have to um sorry, I'm so vague about this. I just skimmed right past it. Um but something about in March they have to reveal the names in March. The whole opening of the portals in January, we don't know what that's gonna do as far as I feel like, them trying to let these demons out. I feel like that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, right. It hasn't even been a week. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty scary because you don't want to think about planes crashing. And I know you don't really hear it too much in the US, so I'm glad about that. But I don't know what's going on over them Asian countries. They cannot keep those planes in the sky. Them planes are always going down. I don't know. They might need a little help on the mechanical side. And I don't know the background of the people on this. I'm sorry. I didn't. No. Listen, listen. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just being observant. And I'm noticing on the news, their name is always popping up. So, so I mean, you got me on that one, but no, I'm for real. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know. But the plane crashes are weird. I think the whole CEOs, I don't know if they're being targeted right now, like a change of the guard type of deal. It just their titles keep coming up as well. So isn't this the year? What did they say? The year of Aquarius? I don't know what all that's supposed to entail. Because I know that's a new age type of thing, but there's supposed to be a revealing. I know that much. And I don't know what side is gonna reveal what. Because a lot of people feel like there's gonna be, I guess, a peace that's being ushered in. We're gonna get rid of a lot of foolishness that's going on. Women's sports and these rings being shut down. And then on the other hand, some people feel like A lot of evil might be revealed as well. They definitely didn't catch the Luigi Magione. At least I don't think so. What do you mean they didn't? Oh, you mean like they, when you say they didn't catch him, meaning it was like staged? Or on a MK Ultra type of thing? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. And I thought so too, because it seemed kind of easy how fast they found him. He was still in the, I guess you're still in the area or whatever. But again, with the whole shutting down of that system that hears gunshots, and but I was trying to figure out what the outrage. I wouldn't say outrage. Let me say that. Let me not say that. There were people that were rooting for this guy, and I wanted to know why they were rooting for this guy. And come to find out, the CEO of United Healthcare had this system set up, this algorithm set up where I don't know exactly what it was looking for or what it pinpointed, but it was denying people coverage at a very, very high rate. And people were dying. A lot of people were dying. And I guess people saw him as a hero because this guy had made this, or I guess had been following this software. Again, yeah, and people felt that way. People felt that way. But I wanted to know why, and then I saw, of course, in the comments they always come through. If he was, hold on, let me go back. Hold on. Trump turned on his fan base with the visa situation. So I kind of vaguely heard about that, but again, I'm not really sure what's going on. And see, I think that's where it's going to start. Again, I still don't know who he is in the grand scheme of things, but a lot of people, again, think he's going to be that person that turns everything around. We're going to have this great peace. And I don't know if he's going to disappoint. If he's just going to if that's going to be a pattern where he's disappointing. So, they saw him as a Robin Hood type figure, but it's such a misled type of sensual sentiment to think of him as. Yeah, because we don't know these people for real. And they are so good at, number one, planning things. They're very patient, and they're very good at showing us what they want us to see. So if he was Black, they would have rooted him. They would have rooted for him. um, yeah. Kind of reminds me of, I was rewatching actually, because I like the movie, but A Time to Kill. And most of the townspeople were actually on his side, because he was being the hero. But oh, wouldn't have. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was wondering. I was like, yeah. But sometimes they give it to us. But he's got to say the right things. He's got to do the right things. Oh, law-abiding citizen type vibes. That movie's, yeah, crazy. It was a good movie though. But yeah, going after the bad guys. If they won't give us justice. It said John Q, actually giving John Q. And see, I feel like they let certain people play those roles. They found him at the McDonald's with the same, oh, I didn't know that, same outfit and the weapon from the crime. Are you serious? I had no idea. I had no idea. And that's how they play. And see, that's how they play around. Because didn't they feed the guy that, what's that boy that shot up the people of the church? They were feed him some Burger King or something like that. I don't know if that's a sign for us to know that, they're with them. They take them out to eat, go buy them a burger and some fries. How dare they? That's I'm surprised that, see, well, I wonder what kind of, if he is a cell, I wonder what kind he is. Because obviously he's not a self-destructing type. The one I should say, the ones that do it on the spot. Took him to Wendy's. That's, I'm like, yeah. Mm-mm-mm. That's a shame. Yeah, a woman that worked at McDonald's called him to the police and they found him. Then later it was reported that she was going to get the 50K money for calling him in. Did she get the money? I wonder if she ever got the money. Right. She was not going to get it. Nope. Mm-mm. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's just crazy. Unless he's crazy. Is he one of them loony ones? But again, if they didn't take him out, they didn't take him out. They made sure they let him get away. Now the internet found her face and bullying her, calling her a snitch. Are you serious? Now she's out the 50K and getting bullied nationally. What? What is she? Okay. How is she supposed to know? All at surface, on the surface, is that this guy gets taken out in broad daylight and the guy is on the loose. You see him, you call the police. I mean, you don't. I mean, you could be next. How do you don't even know. So so for her to be called a snitch, okay, so here's the thing. These definitions keep changing. I thought a snitch was when you're participating in the crime and then you end up telling. I didn't know you couldn't just be an innocent, it couldn't be a bystander, not in the game and see something and not. I see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the rules of the streets. The guy was able to track down the CEO, unsuspected, kill him, get away, but get rid of the evidence tying him to the crime. Yeah. Again, it's all just suspicious. What? And she got fired. Why would she get? See, that doesn't make sense. It's like they were all in on it and she wasn't, and or maybe she was, and she turned on them. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's real. Speaking of hard to tell what's real, have y'all? I know I posted this, but have y'all heard about the whole virtual reality therapy? It's They put them in a virtual reality simulator that is supposed to trigger them. It's supposed to put you in the environment that you're not supposed to be in real life in order to trigger you. And then I guess some kind of way they're going to train your responses to not get triggered to respond the way that you normally would. I don't know. But this I don't know if you guys watch the channel BJ Investigates, but she had stumbled upon this because some chick on the Soft White Underbelly channel had undergone this treatment, and she said that they had been making like virtual copies of her. She didn't, well, it might have just been the way she was talking because she was on drugs and things like that, but she was saying that she didn't want this video game being played of her, and she didn't want different virtual hers being out there running around in the city. And then, she ends up dying. Um, I feel like she knew she was going to because she said it, but under really, really weird circumstances, had some really strange substances in her system. But I saw that they had made a movie about it. It's called Clear Mind, and it's about the whole virtual reality therapy type thing. So I don't know what's going on with that, but like a sort of escapism, sorry, that dulls your emotions. What is it exactly? That's kind of how I'm gathering it, because of course the information, they're kind of just putting it, just vaguely putting it out there. I definitely don't want to go into the program to find out, but yeah, it's like if you have PTSD because of, I'm going to say, being over in war, they they put you in a simulation that puts you into war, so that I yeah, I'm assuming that I don't know how they're assuming that you're supposed to regulate your emotions by continuing to put you in it. So again, I'm not sure how it works. And that girl, in her situation, she ended up dying. So, And the weird thing that BJ found out was that this girl had been connected to a conservatorship that was put in place by the lady who created, or I don't know if she created the system or she's just the spokesperson for it. But I don't know. It's just some weird stuff going on. And she found that there was a tie to, if you guys know Bam, I don't know if you got Bam. He was on, I don't know if he was on Jackass, but he was forced into conservatorship by these same people. And he's not doing too well. So I don't know what's going on. Or if they're, if this is an experiment that they're using on people, but mm-mm. I missed this one. Nope, sorry. I don't know now, but that's one heck of a series of unfortunate events if it's all true. Yeah, this is all, like I said, or like we said, 2025 is going to be, they're trying to turn us into Ready Player One already. Yeah, 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 to show us how to react, I guess, in the simulation that we're going to, or to see if it works, to see if the simulation works. Because what I also found a tie to was, I don't know if y'all are gamers, but remember back in the day, they had the Nintendo, we had the gun that came with the Nintendo, but then they also came out with this virtual arm that you could slip it on, and then it controlled the video game just by having it on you. So they've had this technology for a very, very long time. And what is that? That's 89 when Nintendo came out. And then that arm came out a few years after that. So yeah. They've been working on this stuff. So I don't know if this is the onset of Project Bluebeam or, again, they testing stuff out. But yes, conservatorship, pretty much it's like a forced care. It's a government forced care. If your family feels like you need some kind of help and you're adamant about not getting that help, they can force you into conservatorship. And yeah, so again, Britney Spears, look up what happened to her in her conservatorship. Matter of fact, let me look it up. Britney was talking about how she had to give up blood every week. They were doing all kinds of stuff to that girl. Okay, so they classified as a legal guardianship. She was in one under her dad. Her dad had her in one for like 13 years. Let me see if this is the article that explains it. Okay, so to hospital under a temporary psychiatric assessment ruling, including after an incident in which she allegedly refused to surrender her sons in a standoff with the police. She, I want her to talk about what. Okay, so So they pretty much say that you're unable to make your own decisions, and so they put you in one. So usually people with dementia or some other type of mental illness, they'll put them in a conservatorship. So all of her estate, all of her financial affairs are do not belong to her. And then and this is also, I don't know if you guys remember that, because I think he was spending a big portion. I don't know if this is the article that tells, but yeah, it was some crazy stuff going on with her. No, that's not the article. Do you ever listen to Alex Jones? He's seen. I don't know if he is. Because I know he got or not shut down because of his comments about saying it. Yeah, for a long time needed to be no video footage there, and here they were standing and all those. I think I want to say he saw some of the stream is choppy. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't. Okay, let me close them. Okay, is it better now? Okay. Yeah, he had seen a lot of the rituals that were done. I want to even say he saw some of them male on male rituals. And so yeah, Alex Jones. But again, is he still there? Is he still out? Because I know he owed a lot for that lawsuit. Okay. Well, that's good. Sorry about that, y'all. Yeah, he was the first to expose it. Yeah, I don't even know how he got in, because I know that they are pretty heavily guarded. He's still scrambling and scraping for that extra dough. No, I mean, he's got to be. That was a big. Let me see how much. And I sure hate that it happened to him. Oh goodness, 1.5 billion. Seriously, 1.5 billion dollars. He was ordered to liquidate his personal assets. Wow. I think they just have to explain explain some of the people that were there then. I think that's I wouldn't go so far as to say it didn't happen, but explain some of the people that were behind the scenes, laughing and giggling. And then when they got up to the microphone, started boohoo crying on cue. That's all. That's the only thing I have a question about. His story of getting in Bohemian Grove and Ryan Garcia remind me of each other. Oh, what did Ryan Garcia? I know he had gone on a rant for a cool minute. He's since kind of calmed down, but I'm not sure exactly what. I know he was talking about some of the rituals and things like that. He said, funny enough, I think they introduced stricter rules once they found out he snuck in. Again, I don't know how he did. I thought that it was, yeah, I don't know how he did. But he had a big channel called Prison Planet. I don't know if it's still called that. But his website was stacked to the max with information. Ryan Garcia said they were raping kids and babies and made him rape someone too. Oh, that's sad. And are they going to listen? Did they, or did they listen? Probably not. Probably not. But he might have been. Again, I don't know if he just stopped speaking up, but he said he did too. Raped a kid, I think. And they get forced into these situations, into these rituals, and they make them take bites of these kids. They make sure that they participate, hand on the dagger, finish the job type of thing with these kids. Because you have to participate. Because you can't have seen us do it and then we don't have anything to hold over your head. Absolutely not. And then we also have to traumatize you as well. Because we can create altars that way. If we traumatize you, we can ruin your psyche in such a way that it breaks, as it were, into different pieces like a mirror. And so that you have all these different altars that they can control. And then they just got to traumatize you because it's fun. Their doctrines tell them to do these things. The doctrines of demons, they tell them to do these things in order to appease the gods that they worship. They are made to perform these certain acts. And as a reward, they get the riches of the kingdom. Now, some of these people are not doing the rituals because they want riches of the kingdom. They kidnap these people off the streets and force them into rituals. They kidnap them out of CPS, out of the school system, they anywhere where they can find them. Some of these people are born into it. To where everybody that surrounds them is doing it, and it's probably doing it to them. And then they have to watch them do it to other people. So, oh gosh, my. Okay, I have the cutest kitty in the world. I love her. I just want y'all to know. Okay, what kind of cat is it? Okay, oh, we had the same question. What kind a blue hair Russian blue. Okay. Sorry, I'm not versed in, so I'm gonna have to look at a picture. Okay, I've definitely seen those. Definitely seen them. Taking illegals too? Absolutely. Absolutely taking the illegals too. What do you think the cages were for? Those people came over, right or wrong. They came over and they wind up in cages. Some of them became food. Some of them became sex slaves. Like, they don't care that they're coming over here. It's it's more for them. It's more people for them to feed on. And I mean that in every sense of the word. More people to take money from, more people to get labor from. Yeah. And again, they have to, what do they say? They're going to make they're making the goyim and the non-goyim. So they got to mix everybody else together so that we're all one, and then they're them. And Planned Parenthood is booming too. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Can you imagine, man, can you imagine how much spiritual wealth they've amassed in the kingdom of darkness for all the blood that they've been able to supply? Can you imagine? These people are, and they give them money to hush up. America was built to create spiritual and literally slaves for use. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And those that do not comply, all those death sacrifices, all that spiritual power is making my stomach hurt. Yeah, it got dark real quick. So we could definitely lighten it up. So I was just so I know we had kind of talked to, I don't know, I feel like we always talk about it, but did y'all see the guy that claimed, I guess he was some big staunch flat earther, and he decided to go to Antarctica and saw the 24-hour sun, and now he's claimed to have, I guess, debunked his own beliefs. But I thought that the 24-hour sun, I've heard people speak about that on the flat earth model. So I didn't look into that too heavy. I just saw that it happened. But I'm like, man, is this another psyop? You said good for him. Yeah. I just think that it's always interesting when I guess people that hold themselves out to be for, and I don't know, again, I don't know his belief systems. I don't know who this guy is, but when they seem to be for the kingdom and they come out and they make this big, I don't know. I guess I'm thinking about preachers and things like that when they do it. First, they're the heads of these big mega churches, or the worship leaders, and then all of a sudden, oh, now they're denouncing their faith, and they make it this big public thing, and I always wonder what it's for. Is it to help influence those who are already weak? So I don't know, just some thoughts, just my thoughts. But with this new research that I've been doing, which is pages and pages and pages and pages upon notes, probably one of the most difficult reads that I've had in a long time. And it was always the reason I think I always advocated for people to take a law class, because you can get caught up in the system and not be able to find your way out. But then I realized that they didn't design it to have a way out. So what I set in to establish, I've actually found the opposite. Do you think pastors are exploitive financially? Some are. I think there are a lot of, okay, so here's the thing, right? Although some may feel like scripture is clear, there are others that feel like it's up to anybody's interpretation. And so you can take any scripture and twist it and establish what you like. And a lot of people take the tithing doctrine and they have been able to make a gain off of it financially. And there are pastors that do that, and there are pastors that I hate to even call them pastors. They're in it for, they're just wolves in sheep clothing. But I think there are sorry, I couldn't get that out. There are also some pastors who do take the doctrine of the tithe and use it in their church, and they use it to help those in the church and those outside of it. So I don't want to lump everybody in together. But I believe that this is the reason why, Jesus, he saw the same thing, though. He did see that there were pastors that were doing this. Because when he saw the money changers in the temple, he overturned their tables and said that claimed that they, he told them that they had turned the temple into a house of thieves, a den of thieves. So I think, and again, this is where it comes, you got to be strong, and you can't just sit there. If you're gonna, you're there on Sundays, you're in church, or you're at home listening to the pastor, you can't just listen to what they say. Follow along, read it for yourself, so that people can't twist the scripture for you. A lot of spiritual leaders get a certain height and start deconstructing their faith, but that's just subverting and actually perverting the faith. And exactly, and that's what happens. And if you notice, like the apostles and stuff like that, even the angels were like, "Don't bow down to me. You should not be bowing down to me. If I'll walk up on you and I have to give you a message or something like that, don't turn around and start kissing my feet." That's not what, no. But that's what, there's a lot of pastors, and because there's television and things like that, you're in the limelight. You start getting liked by a lot of people. You probably do start getting a lot of money pouring in. And then you have, unfortunately, laws that can curb what it is that you would preach. Because if you don't adhere to what they want you to say, then they just won't fund you, or they just won't, exempt you from taxes. And people don't rely on God to sustain. They rely on the government, unfortunately. Cam the King, what's going on? He said, almost missed you. We got our first winter today. Whoa, 9 degrees. I would a fire roaring, and I haven't even opened the door to get the mail today. You know what? A fire roaring sounds good in that type of element, but I would not want to be in 9 degrees weather. Wow. But do you like the cold? I'm a tropical person myself. I'd say most of the pastors we see are probably not God-fearing, biblically sound pastors. Yeah. And unfortunately, I thought there were a lot of pastors that I used to follow back in the day, like Joyce Meyer and Jesse Duplantis, and there were just a few others that, on the surface, I was like, man, yeah, I'm cool with what they have to say. And then I guess the longer that you listen, you're like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Get on up. Yeah, why do pastors have their own private jets? Exactly. I don't know. What would you even need that for? How does that help? How does that feed the flock? Now, are you using your plane to maybe travel so that you can go minister in places overseas and things like that, or across the country? Okay, great. But I doubt that's what you're doing. And I just don't know if that's. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't want to. I don't. I'm not. I'm not the lawmaker. Again, I can see if it was for the ministry. That sounds like a a great idea. Again, if you're someone who has to travel far, often, and maybe you have to take a crew with you or whatever. But you're buying these things because you can. I think most of these pastors are buying it because they can. So I think there's a fine line. You need to run your church and have enough for yourself, and then how much more do you need? Yeah. And then, I mean, I just don't. Again, I think the issue comes if you are not helping your flock. If all the money is for you and someone's sitting in your congregation that might need help and you're not able to do that, I think that's an issue. So said, nope, I agree. There's wolves in sheep's clothing. They don't preach biblical doctrine. You can be gay and it's okay. You can do drugs and Jesus will still give you hugs. You can be a hoe and you're still good to go. You're so silly. But no, for real though, that's pretty much what it is. But there's a lot of what's going around a lot is the Jesus is love. They don't talk about the judgment and the turning away from sin. So, yeah. Churches are a business today, not a service. Yeah, exactly. And, but it's needed. It's needed. I enjoyed being in ministry. Um, but I do know that we're limited at times. I think you almost have to. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say keep it to yourself. You don't want to do that, but you almost have to protect it so that you don't get exploited. Because the machine will want to get behind you and encourage you to exploit it. Alien technology, 0 point tech. Okay. CO2 calculation for water to gas. Okay. Elaborate, please. Okay, so that's really weird because I put in alien technology 0 point. First article that popped up was from Snopes.com. It says leaked emails show John Podesta discussed alien technology. Hold on, let me click on this. With former NASA astronaut. I wonder what that's about. Yeah, that okay, that seems like okay, that first article might be a Rabbithole. Okay, okay. 0.0 point energy. Let's see, 0 point energy. Let me put this on the screen so y'all see black.
You are listening to the audio version of the article.
No.
0 point energy is the basis of quantum mechanics.
Can y'all hear that?
The source of quantum vacuum flux demonstrates that utilize this energy effect. Section 1. What is 0 point energy? Begin quote. The existence of a 0 point energy of size 1/2 HNU is probable. End quote. Albert Einstein and Otto Stern, 1913. Reference number 1. The journey to understanding 0 point energy began in the early 20th century, intertwined with the birth of quantum mechanics itself. The story of its discovery is a testament to the power of scientific inquiry to reveal the hidden workings of the universe, even when they challenge our most fundamental assumptions about reality. In the century, new technologies like the light bulb were bringing significant interest to how materials interacted with radiation. Engineering and developing efficient light bulbs required understanding how energy is absorbed and emitted by material bodies.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I wanted to list that a little bit. I don't know if y'all could hear that. So is that Astro Gumbo? Is that somewhere in the realm of what CERN? I guess the quantum mechanics behind what CERN is doing, as far as trying to get back to a singular point. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what 0 point tech energy is supposed to be, but I definitely want to check out what that thing is with John Podesta. That's a whole, if y'all see my pizza party video, y'all know who John Podesta is. He also is supposed to be Chester Bennington's dad. If you know, Chester Bennington passed away under mysterious circumstances. I think he was about to out some people in the industry as being part of that P ring. And it might have been about to out his dad. Not sure. No, I hate the cold. I moved here from the beach. Now I'm like 2 months a year where I'm suffering wearing a jacket. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Any tips on weight loss or Dr. Sebi? Well, let me say about Dr. Sebi, really what I saw from him was that he was preaching that mucus was the cause of disease. I'm not, and that in order to rid your body of it, you had to be alkaline, if I'm not mistaken. So he was always preaching that, like eating foods with a lot of alkaline in it, drinking alkaline water, different things like that. See, it's just kind of weird. That's a weird subject. Only because it gets into that whole germ theory. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Germ theory and what's the opposite? I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, y'all. I apologize, but No, I don't. I don't. I, let me get back to you, Goddess Frequency, on that. Let me get back to you on that, because that's a hard thing to touch, and it gets into into the whole medical field. And I don't want to get anybody any wrong information, and they say I was misinforming people. So let me get back to that. A private jet costs so much more to get first class and get the rest to the people. I know. I, I'm just trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because why do you need it? Some of the big profit gospel pastors have $1 million estates. That's wild to me. And because at some point, and I don't know if it's in all churches, at some point they've also been given a salary. So this is just what it's come to. Dr. Sebi gets a lot of hate when I bring him up to people, so I should probably look into him. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to do a deep dive on that. Something where I guess Nick Cannon didn't follow up. He didn't get us the information he promised he was going to get us, but apparently there's something that they don't want us to know. That's all I can guess. I just I'm kind of torn between the subjects, because to say that mucus is the cause of disease, I don't know. To me, I just feel I feel like it's a symptom of it, because isn't mucus the white blood cells that contain the antibodies that are coming to help repair your body? So that would mean that there was something that was causing, I don't know, like an abscess or whatever, that would cause a reaction for your body to say, hey, go get those antibodies, bring them here, help us out over here. That would have to happen for the mucus to be present. So I don't necessarily, from what I know so far, I don't necessarily agree that it would be the cause of it. So again, I need to look into it some more. But Left Eye is gone, and Nipsey Hussle are gone, and they were both, and Dr. Sebi is gone, and they were all talking about whatever remedies he was talking about. And Nick Cannon has since, been mum about it. So, conspiracy theory or not, for some of the pastors I've heard, they use the private jet just to fly from one state to the other to preach, which is a dumb reason. Exactly. They can just get on a commercial flight. And I mean, do you really need to go again? I'm not trying to put a judgment on them for going different places to preach the word. I believe that everybody needs to hear it. But if they already have a pastor, you don't need to be flying a private jet to go pastor a church that already has a pastor. And I don't know. I just think they're doing too much. I mean, I guess there's a lot of things I could say about it. I don't. Imagine what you could do for a community with the money for a jet. Exactly. You put huge number of kids through college. Yep, completely paid, misappropriation of funds, to say the least. Exactly. If you got a jet, it better not be no hungry people in your church. Better not be nobody needing some clothes, some shoe, nothing. Mm-mm. They sell Jesus like he's some weak, loving God. They forget the whole Old Testament. He's a righteous God who must be at war with wicked ways. It also says in the end, he will come with a flaming sword. Yeah, but and another crazy thing that they do with this is that they make it like the Old Testament God is a totally different God of the New Testament. It's like, no, you got to understand that what was going on at that time. They had the law that separated them from everybody else, and it was a strict law, and it was there to let you know that you have no way to keep it, so that you will turn to a savior. So I don't know where but that's just where they get it twisted. And then that makes you look like the bad guy because you're bringing judgment into it. You're using discernment. So yeah. This job market scares me. And it oh wow. Sorry, that took my breath. Because you don't know where it's going. And these jobs, man, I go into these it doesn't even have to be these restaurants anymore. Even going to the grocery store. In Texas, we have what are called HEBs. They're our grocery stores. And they're putting up these really grand self-checkout. I mean, it's beyond a type, it's beyond a self-checkout. Usually you just go and beep. Now they have these arches that you walk through and it scans everything for you, I guess. I don't even know how it is that I don't know if you just walking through it automatically scans your digital wallet or what. I took a picture of it. I think I still have it in my phone. I'll show y'all what I'm talking about. But a lot of jobs are being replaced by robots. You walk in to the fast food joint, you got to order at the kiosk. I saw overseas somewhere, I think over in one of the African countries, but they're getting paid pennies to train these AI robots. They are getting paid pennies to train these AI robots that are going to take their job. So, but yeah, that's why I want on the Patreon. I told you I was in deep prayer about that. One of the things that I saw was community. So if we can pull together even just ideas about resources where if we need something, we can go get it. That way, none of us are without if we can help it. Because we just don't know. We just don't know. And jobs are laying off at high rates. So I learned my lesson. Yeah, I'll just say I learned my lesson. And now I'm like multiple streams of income. As much as you can, as many streams of income as you can. Even if you have like stocks over here and you have like a little side job here. You got your main job, whatever it is. You got a little entrepreneurial little thing going on, whatever it is. However you can make money, I would just start putting your skills to the test. Because, just a cushion, all you got to do to air out these new modern day churches is say, wives, submit to your husbands, or wait till marriage or any form of godliness or discipline and wait. The church empties out. Yeah, you know what I've been seeing is they always say that and they always put the black church on it, but they say the black church keeps women single. I'm not quite sure what they mean by that. I haven't watched the videos where they're expounding on it, but you just notice that a lot of people are getting away from what are to be biblical values. There's a big Jezebel spirit going around. It's a big wind, I think is what I was trying to say, like a big it's knocking these ladies down. And some of the men too. But they say we need to bring back shame. Because like I said, back in the day, a lot of this stuff we wouldn't even think about doing. It wouldn't even cross our minds to do it. Snopes, Podesta, sus. Yeah, exactly. Especially because they're definitely deep state. They're gonna tell you what you what you want to hear. We've mastered 0 point and free energy. That plane that disappeared with the orbs rotating proved it. I can explain the science one day if you want, but there's a word limit in text here. Yeah, I mean, feel free to get on and speak about it. Oh, let me drop the link again for anybody that does want to get on and say something. MH370 proved we have the tech and we've mastered it. The 0 point energy is Blatsky. Great work. Mastered it. Being mastered, it seems. Uh-oh. Zoomed in. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to explain that. Let's see. Did y'all see that over 50 holistic doctors died in natural causes around the time COVID? Natural causes includes suicide with 3 bullet holes in the back of your head. Exactly. Yep. Saw that a group of them died in a plane crash. Yeah, you're not able to. They don't want natural. And I can't. There was this book I'm trying to find it so that I can expound on it in this video when I do talk about germ theory, but it was a study from 1883 that pretty much proves natural immunity is the way to go. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about again, we'll get some information on the weight loss, Dr. Sebi, this holistic doctor. All this is going to be all one. because yeah, the medical field is not there to help you. A doctor once told me cured patient is a lost customer. Exactly. Yep. Not able to. Just like they sent those doctors away to Mexico that were curing cancer. Don't you dare. Don't you dare help people. Help heal them. They don't want nature to heal people. They want pharma to replace it. Exactly. And most of this stuff, if not all, I would suffice to say all cures are found in nature. All these plants and stuff, they do something. I mean, some of them hurt you, of course, but there's ones that do good. Wasn't that Cali Crip rapper who got shot outside his business going to release a documentary on Dr. Sebi? Then they never dropped it after his death. Yeah, exactly. Nipsey Hussle. Sorry, I couldn't. Yeah. He was going to and never heard anything about it. And I think that I don't know if they put Nick Cannon up to it to say that he was going to finish out the work, because he's who put Jewish up there earlier. Yeah, he's Jewish. So he's one of them. He could have been just telling us that to shut us up. And I'm saying us just because I wasn't on Dr. Sebi like that. I just knew that they had been talking about him. But to shut us up, because he ain't said anything about it, and they can drop this stuff, and I've seen them say something to him in his comments about it, like, hey, Nick, what happened to the documentary? He will not say nothing about it. So, not sure. Yeah. And he might have even been compromised as well, Nipsey. Not sure. But I mean, that definitely looked like a setup, the way that people explained it after, his passing. The Old Testament, God was strict, being there was too much stuff happening, transmutation, magic, giants, and ungodly creatures all over the place, and all types. Exactly. And that's what I don't understand, that people don't understand. It's like they skip over all of that stuff and they go right to the consequences of what happened. It's like, yeah, okay. But at some point, enough is enough. I've noticed that also now older, like, okay, you into all kinds of stuff when you're younger, but when you get older, you're like, man, I'm not doing that. And these people they were doing this on an ongoing basis. They were nonstop with it. Everything was corrupted. Like, even the babies and the women. Listen, when you're brought up in that, because remember, everybody lived according to their families and their nations. It was rare that, there were strangers every now and then, but for the most part, you were there with your family. And so whatever the patriarch or whoever passed down, the elders passed down, that's what you believe. That's what you followed. So if your people were into witchcraft, you were into witchcraft. And all you're doing is just passing that down generation to generation to generation. And what did they do? They didn't just keep it to themselves. No, no, no. They were going and corrupting other nations with it. They were going and teaching other nations how to practice witchcrafts. And I know people get hurt when you start talking about witchcraft. But pay attention to what is being, I always say this, pay attention to what is being asked of these people as they're practicing. They're not just being asked to bring, fruits and berries. They're asked to bring people and babies and blood and bones and all kinds of stuff. Excrement and all. I just don't understand. It just baffles me what baffles them, I guess. So yeah. They were defiling themselves with the animals. Like, what did the animals do to you? You're defiling yourself with animals? I remember I had a criminal justice teacher once, and he said that one of the craziest things that he saw was going into the woods, finding a man with his pants down around his ankles, blood everywhere, and there being a chicken. Imagine getting arrested because you were in the grass sleeping with a chicken. If it just scans the products like that, what is it doing to your body? No one thinks about the health risks of text like that. Exactly. Because even when you go to the doctor's office, you got to wear and you get x-rayed, you have to wear the lead barrier. And that's another thing, because they were warning people about making sure that you have your cards locked, because people are walking around with scanners, like a square reader type of scanner, and just bump into you and scan you and get your money. So we've got all this technology and it looks good. It looks convenient. You're make every, life easier, but what are we going to be paying for in the end? And if it can see exactly. If you can see your products and stuff like that, what else can it see? Are you looking in my pockets? Can you see underneath somebody's clothes? Mm-mm. I think they've intentionally broken up strong communities, and people banding together. We're divided now more than ever. Yeah, we're divided as far as, race is concerned. We're divided. Man and woman is concerned. We're divided. Just every which way. Every which way. And I don't know why people think there's going to be like a utopia. I don't even know why people think it's possible in this land. In this land of the living. Way too many minds. Shame is very effective. I don't, that's what I thought. And a lot of people think that, but now it's to the point where there's the tone police where they can't even hear what it is that you're trying to say because of your tone. And, oh, well, that hurt my feelings. Yeah. But I remember back in the day, I used to say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. We were able to say things back then. And sometimes you heard things you didn't want to hear, which is what made you say that in the first place. But there were just certain actions that you would not do because you did not want eyes on you. You did not want anyone saying anything to you about it. You did not want the stares. You didn't want anyone else to feel shame from looking at you. It wasn't even about the shame that was on themselves. It was about what other people, like, man, that person would be ashamed if I came in here like this. I wouldn't even want to do that to them. Like, people cared about what they did to other people, how they made other people feel. But generation that can't really be corrected. Yeah, these dudes can't keep it in their pants. I'm confused as to why females be surprised when these same dudes cheat. Like, girl, he couldn't wait till marriage, for God's sakes. Why would he for you? Well, I mean, that's a lot. I could say a lot about that. What baffles me is the women that don't understand that men in a normal situation are attracted to women. They're pretty much like, how dare you be attracted to me? It's like, wait, what? You're a woman. He's supposed to be attracted to you. And they don't understand that it's them who their behavior kind of shapes and molds how society treats them. But you can curtail men by your attitude, just like you can enrage him, I guess, by your attitude. But I don't think that many people waiting till marriage is a foreign concept in a lot of people's minds these days. Because you say, wait for marriage, don't, marry before you care. And they're like, wait, what? You want me to wait on a man to do this and to do that? It's all confusing to me. I'll be honest, it's all confusing to me. The world we live in is a scary place. If you try to do good for people or share important ideas or information, they will have you off. I know. It's almost discouraging. Um, let me not say that. I'm not going to say it is discouraging. It can be discouraging. Because sometimes it's just hard to keep your mouth shut. I know for me, it's hard to keep my mouth shut. Like, even though I hear about what could happen with the gang stalking and things like that, I'm like, man, but somebody got to say something. But yeah, many great leaders have tried to speak out, have tried to put up a warning, and they make sure they take care of that. Nip was also a Freemason. Yeah, I wouldn't put him past that. I can see that. Because how is it that he just knows a lot of people for him to just be in that little circle there, and he was Hollywood and all this stuff. I know Vlad said he's got some photos of him in like a compromising situation. So I don't know what Nip was on. I know a lot of people say to watch out for Laura in London. Like there's something behind that, but it's always hard to tell whether their significant others are in on it or not. Ashton Forbes did a good 2 videos on science behind the MH370 event. He brings on one of the scientists that's working in the field and explains it. Okay. I will check that out. Let me I'm gonna do better about making notes about the live, so I know what to make sure that I'm getting my eyes on, my research eyes on. H370. Ashton Forbes. Okay, I can't jump on. I have a lot of background noise. Okay, no worries. Family's visiting. But next live, definitely will. It's really interesting stuff I've been researching since like 2016. Okay, well, I'm interested to hear it. At a certain point, God was trying to preserve human life. The fact that Noah and like 8 people were the last organic humans is insane. Exactly. He was trying to give a way out the same way he did with Sodom and Gomorrah. How many did he have to go down to like 5? Like if there's 5 people that are good in this place, will you save it? I'd rather live in Old Testament times than today. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think I'd be up out of here quick. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You said, thanks, I'm never eating chicken again. No, you can eat the chicken. You just, that's it though. He just took it too far. But just like the whole, what's the, is it Marlboros that have the donkey and the man on the front? That's because they, over there, they are girlfriends with donkeys. That packaging is a real thing. You said that, what the fudge, fam? That was the last thing I thought was going to be said. I don't even know what that was in response to, but hey, sometimes if it needs to be said. You said you're literally eating chicken right now. That's hilarious. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, yeah. Yeah, he shocked us when he told us that too, but I was like, man, people are crazy out here. Mm. Put your cards in between two pieces of foil. They can't scan your info. Then don't buy the RFID or Faraday products. Half don't work and foil's cheaper. Or go with cut pieces of metal. Both work. Oh, okay. Mm. That's so sad that they can just scam you like that. I agree. It's women's fault that society has fallen. I mean, they definitely have done a good, and I'm saying they, right? But there was women before me that did a number on this world. I don't know if that chicken you're eating was sexual assault. Oh, Pepper won't take away that chicken's tears. That's so funny. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, wasn't Lauren London down heavy with Lil Wayne for a while? She might be a handler of some kind. Well, Lauren London, um, they were engaged at some point. I know they got a son together. Um, so yeah, not sure. You know who, speaking of women handlers, oh man, I hope I can think of it. There is somebody where I'm like, they have to be some type of handler in the industry to where when the guys come into the industry, she's gotta she's gotta get down with the get down. Oh, I hope that comes to me. It wasn't, no, it wasn't Kim. It wasn't Kim Kardashian. I hope I think of it. But yeah, I think some of these ladies, and I want to say even Professor Griff might have been the one to speak on it, but that's what some of these ladies are in the industry to do. As soon as these people come into the industry, their job is to, I don't know. I feel like they have different jobs. Some of these ladies are, what do you call them? I don't want to call them incubators, but they call it breeders. That's what they call them. They call them breeders. I don't know. You just see the same ones getting passed around. I lived in Cali 3 years. There's a heavy occult presence there. I haven't visited since leaving there and never going back. Not going back to Cali. I had a friend take me to the Queen Mary. He said that was supposed to be haunted and that he had seen some crazy stuff there. But um, yeah, I mean, the only place that I know of that is supposed to have that occult presence there is Hollywood, but I wonder what else is there. No, it wasn't Amber Rose, but you know what? Was it Amber Rose? Because she been, you know what? To be honest, I'm not really sure, but yeah, she's definitely been linked to some people. And I feel like Kanye kind of, I don't know, she might be a plant in some kind of way, I think is what I'm thinking. I feel like Kanye announced her before she got on, but yeah, I heard Wiz Khalifa and AE and yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure if it was her. They're all puppets. They constantly telling themselves with their symbolism. Yeah. But again, they have to. It's part of their magic. A lot of women in the industry are probably there to make sure the dude have sex with them and pass on them demons. The sex is a portal with of with the all those demonic demons being with there. Yeah, could be. Could be. I saw it wasn't I didn't watch the video. I didn't watch the interview, but I just saw the thumbnail and it was saying how not all porn stars are human. And I don't know if they mean, that could mean that could mean a lot of different things. Because the whole succubus incubus is supposed to be a sexual demonic spirit. I know that mostly comes to you in your dreams, but I feel like there's got to be an equivalent of that type of demon, when you're awake, inhabiting these people and turning these people out. There's a lot of people there that are into mysticism, Wicca, conjuring stuff. Like a lot of chicks there are witches and talk about it like it's nothing. Yeah. Because, and a lot of people don't see anything with it because they're like, okay, well, that's the religion of my ancestors. And so it was stolen from us. We're just trying to put it back. It's like, I get it. But did you ever ask why your ancestors turned away? If they did turn away from it, why they did? Like, there's people that have some crazy stories about, dealing with the Ouija boards or stuff that they've seen out, in the woods that they're doing rituals and, or the things that they've experienced after letting those spirits into their life, just things crumbling or just, have you ever wondered why they turned away? And unfortunately, it's not even so much you more so I feel like I have a lot of that conversation with Black women because with them all they can think of is the history of colonization and slavery, and so all they know is, okay, my culture was taken, my religion was taken and swatched, switched for something else. That's all they can see, and so it's a little harder to move forward with something, with Jesus per se, or like for instance. I feel like in Wiccan circles, you have that as well because they have like a Norse background. But I don't know. I feel like their circles tend to be a little smaller and more discreet. They're not like a public type of religion. One thing I've noticed about the dark side is they pervert and distort everything God gave for good. Exactly. I mean, that's what they're here to do. Yep, that's what they're here to do. Steal, kill, and destroy is what the enemy is here to do. Another video I want to make is how Hollywood is really just a big sex trafficking ring. I mean, yeah. But I think Hollywood is just a branch of it. Like they're just a faction. or a medium through which they can get this through. Like they're using every facet of life to do this one big thing. And that's get these people into lots of sex. They need it. They need it for their rituals. Did you see that Marsha May, porn star, saying a lot of porn videos had rituals in it? She said she had a sex over bed over a pentagram numerous times. I think I didn't watch the interview, but I did see like the caption, I would say. That's crazy that you would go through with that. I mean, what? Like, no, you knowingly did that, Marsha. You knowingly did that, girl. Mm-mm. But no, I didn't know they had rituals. I mean, besides the acts, but no, that's that's not the religion of your ancestors, not unless your ancestor is Satan. You know, but because I mean, I understand why it seems intriguing, because you want to have superpowers. You want to have superpowers. You want to be special. And I mean, I feel like that type of spirituality makes you special. But I think if you understand that you have spiritual gifts in Christ, that you'll, I don't know, you'll stop coveting those other religions. No Ouija board for me. I was at a house once where they played with one. The board claimed to be someone gave wait. Where they played with the one, the board claimed to be someone gave a birth date and day. It supposedly died. When we Googled the info, it was a real person's info. Okay, sorry. Okay. So the Ouija board gave you guys the date of birth of someone that supposedly died, and when you Googled it, it was a real person. Okay. I think that's yeah, and see, again, I've heard some people say like it worked. It moved and nobody touched it. And then I've heard others say, no, it didn't work at all. But yeah, I've just heard crazy stories tied to that Ouija board. Yeah, seeing a bunch of Black women literally start playing with the witchcraft and become witches solely based on Beyonce's music almost made me crash out. I'm just so shocked that I don't know that she was just elevated in that way. I'm just shocked that this was the turn of events. Yeah, I was suspicious with the whole Destiny's Child and Child is One. I'm like, okay, you couldn't have been talking about the whole group, but to now come to the point where it seems that you are literally practicing black magic and stuff is just crazy. But yeah, they got whole churches to her. Spending their rent money on her. But I would say, I mean, it's some strong witchcraft. I'll say that. Because she's getting a lot. She's getting a lot of accolades right now. But I mean, so do you think? Okay, because we are seeing, especially a great shift where I'm going to say that women are believing that they run the world. Do you think that Beyonce's music had anything to do with it? With the way that women are going now, and I'm going to just, not all women, obviously, right? But the ones who have taken on this Jezebel persona. Do you think her witchcrafts have had something to do with it? I think the average person is blind to what is going on in the spiritual. They'll do things and not realize the weight of what comes with it. Don't open doors and don't want guests coming through. Well, the spiritual, yeah. I don't think that most people know what the spiritual is. And I think that's where it starts. There's a lot of death tied to those boards. A lot of times people who played with those lose people in weird ways after there's tons of stories about it. Yeah. And that's pretty much what I've heard. To the ones that say that it did work, yeah. There was always some type of demise. Because what, of course, I'm not about to go dive too deep in, but okay, so it's supposed to be a spirit board, a talking witch board. That the dead are supposed to be able to contact you through. Again, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but have y'all, it's almost like the law of transmutation. They presented it in Full Metal, Full Metal Alchemist, where they were able to bring someone back, but they had to lose, like, they had to lose something. Like their mom had passed away, and so they had tried to do this transmutation spell to get her back, and they end up like one of the brothers end up losing his whole body, and he had to put his spirit into this, I guess, this metal robot looking thing, and then his brother had lost his, I think, his arm and a couple pieces of his body, and so he's metal in some pieces. And so I don't know if that's why people are dying when they're playing with these things, because they are conjuring up dead spirits. And so it's like, okay, you bring somebody back, then I'm going to have to take somebody with me to. Yeah, nope. Yeah, exactly. Transmutation based on the law of equivalence. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist. It's a really good series if you guys do not mind cartoons. Um, just to understand, because again, truth in plain sight, right? It gets into alchemy and what they believe, and chimeras and different things like that. So it's a pretty interesting series. But yeah, I wonder if that's why they're passing away with dealing with these boards. There's a movement to make women into boss babe, independent women don't need a man for nothing women. Exactly. Exactly. And even though it seems like it's an empowering thing, the consequences of that is that there's a lot of different consequences. One, you have women not wanting to be mothers, not wanting to be wives. And I think that not only ties in with Romans 1, where it's talking about how the women leave the unnatural use. I think, yeah, they're leaving the unnatural use and going towards other women as far as lesbianism. But I think it also means they don't even want to do womanly things anymore. They don't want to be the helpmeet anymore, even though that's what they were, or we, I'm sorry, the women were created to be. And also with that, you have people who are, I guess you would say, they're straddling the fence. Like I'm an independent boss woman. I don't need no man, but I still want to have babies. And so now we got the single motherhood epidemic. And not only are they single mothers and they're struggling, but they're single mothers and they're struggling, and now they're bitter towards men. So that we've got this big fight going back and forth. And I'm just seeing it all go downhill so fast. And I'm just thinking about the Antichrist, how he does not have a desire for women. And I think that also ties into Romans 1 as far as the men is concerned as well. How they're leaving the natural use of a woman and going towards other men. So whoever said this is a spirit, yeah, it's all spiritual. I feel like it all ties together in some kind of way. Because it's creating more Jezebels, more whoredom. What does whoredom bring? Whoredom brings judgment on the land. Whoredom also brings unwanted children, whom they then sacrifice to Molech, so it's just a big, it's Mystery Babylon. It's Mystery Babylon. Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, and Lady Gaga are 3 of the 4 that are definitely on the Mount Rushmore of women who have led other women down the wrong path we are on. I agree. If just 3, yeah. If just 3. And Lady Gaga, she's subtle. She's subtle because she's not overly sexual. And they don't have her standing out in the forefront as like a sex symbol. But they've definitely, she's got a big gift. Like Lady Gaga can sing. I'll give that to her. And she's a fame monster, as she claims. So you got a woman who will do anything for fame, even allegedly take out her best friend and mimic her death in her music video, who's willing to promote the beast and Satan. She even sat there, whose couch was that on that she said she swear to Lucifer? And they snuck her right on in here and made it cool to be Judas. And look, Lady Gaga and Beyonce made a whole song together. And what were they doing in the music video? There was a lot of death in that music video. And Kim, she's the poster child for parents who sell their children to the industry. Her mom brokered that deal with the sex tape. Just so she could get on. And ever since then, that's all Kim's been doing. She forgot about, remember when she got on the she was Brandy's I don't want to say fashion designer, stylist. She was Brandy's stylist when she got on. Then she made the sex tape with Ray J. And now ever since then, she ain't picked up now clothes to style anybody. So yeah, I would agree. I mean, those are definitely some forerunners. I think there is something powerful in women and men coming together. We balance out each other and provide to the other things, and we don't have without them. I agree, and that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're supposed to do. There's the thing that always a price for what you receive. Yep, in his realm, absolutely, absolutely. So that spirit is never who you think it is. Yeah, because it can mask itself as an angel of light. So I'm sorry, I called it a cartoon. I apologize. It's an anime, not the not the angry emoji. I'm sorry. You're right. It was really good though. I binge watched that series to myself too. I was by myself when I watched it. Alchemy is very interesting. Yeah, I think it's interesting as what I just how they come up with the theory. I did read The Alchemist. That was one of the books I did read, and I thought it was a good read. And it was very inspiring. I don't want to be an alchemist though. Mm-mm. Society is doomed. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The crazy part is I've heard a bunch of lesbians switch back over because they couldn't have women. Bro, like I was crying, like, huh? A woman annoyed you back to straight. Oh, okay. Yeah, in that sense, that's what I'm hearing too. They're running away with the quickness. That's what I heard. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. That's what I heard. And a lot of them cheat with men anyway. So they're getting mad about that too. So ain't no telling. Mm-mm. I always thought that Lady Gaga was weird as hell. She is weird. She's very, very weird. But she's talented. Like and they can push it off. Her weirdness can be pushed off as style. Like she's avant-garde type of thing. But mm-mm. Didn't one time she came out at that war show in all blood and that red suit, like just crazy stuff. I know, right? I was thinking the same thing, Ally Mask. Who was the fourth woman? I was thinking the same thing. I was trying to think of somebody else who might have had an impact as far as leading girls just astray. I mean, I know there's a bunch of them. It's the costumes and the outfits she rocks. Yeah, exactly. Lady Gaga's playing with the devil, cool, quirky, and also gender bends. At times, I kissed a girl and I liked it. Was no, that was Katy Perry. Yeah, Katy Perry kissed the girl that she liked. And she liked it. Which that kind of was no surprise after Katy came out saying she had sold her soul. I just don't see how Lady Gaga has been able to get away with songs like Judas and have a fan base. I mean, unless all her fans hate Jesus, I don't see how she has gotten away. But hey. You said I don't know what fourth woman I would have to choose, right? I don't know either. I don't know the fourth woman. See, that's another thing. They always tell you exactly what it is, and most people don't care. They'll say, I'm a witch or praise Lucifer, and the average dummy still rocks with them like it's nothing. Yeah. Because you have things like the Salem witch trials, which kind of made Christians out to look like loony people because they were quote unquote burning witches at the stake. And most people don't believe that witches are real. And then you got another sect of people that don't believe that Lucifer or Satan is real. They think it's just, oh yeah, it's just a thing that people say just to categorize. I don't even know what they think. I don't even know what they think it's based off of, to be honest. Because it really makes no sense why it would be based off of anything else besides, like, why would Satanism be based off of anything else besides Satan? Like, that type of stuff makes no sense to me. But yeah, no one takes it seriously. And so when you say it, it means nothing. I think it's sad how spiritually dead most people are and their lack of discernment. Yeah, it's really scary. And it is sad. Like, I just read comments and people are just, it's just no moral standard at all. No sense of right or wrong. No way to ground it. Thinking that everything is okay. And it's just, mere opinion. Whoa. Marina Abramovic said Lady Gaga was one of the only people willing to take it further than anyone else. What? When speaking about Lady Gaga doing satanic practices. That. See, and those are the people that you need to watch out for, because these sorcerers and stuff, they'll let you know who has come to them and who's willing to risk it all. They'll let you know who is, will do anything for it. And as sick as Marina is, just imagine what Lady Gaga is willing to do if someone like Marina Abramovic is willing to say will say something like that. Would fix her mouth to say something like that. Mm-mm. And yeah, mm-mm. And she's one of the ones that has one of the perfumes and stuff where it's a mixture of all kinds of stuff, semen and all blood and things. Yeah, Lady Gaga's one of them ones. Mm-mm. Anime literally just means animation. Stop it. As an avid cartoon anime watcher, anime is the English word just as cartoon is. Okay, cool. I just know that, there's a certain style that I see most of, the anime come in. So if it's something different, I don't mind saying that. Lady Gaga is so corny. I swear though, Lucifer, right? Doja Cat and Gaga remind me of that one girl in high school who tried extra hard to fit in, yet be quirky at the same time. Yeah, and I'm disappointed in Doja because why do you need to go there? You rap, you sing, you dance. Why do you need to go there? Like there was, mm-mm, I don't get it. I don't know. And Doja, she just straight out with it now. She says she'd rather be famous instead. Okay. Lady Gaga did a good job at collaborating in that one season of American Horror Story, though. I bet she did. Again, I'm not gonna take anything away from her. She's she's definitely talented, but she stole her style because the style that she has is the same style that her friend had. And I believe the music was similar as well. If I'm not mistaken, they said that Paparazzi was kind of like a song that her friend had years before. And then next thing you know, her friend goes tumbling off a balcony to her demise. And again, in the Paparazzi video, Lady Gaga shows a girl similar to her friend going over a balcony. Lady Gaga gender bends. I remember a homie over 10 years ago told me that he used to see Lady Gaga every day in New York at goth clubs with a gay, all male entourage every time she went out before she was famous. Do y'all remember when Lady Gaga first came out and they were trying to say she had a ding dong? And they were even showing like certain videos where it would pop out or whatever. And then I guess in one of her lyrics, she said, "I'm bluffing with my muffin." And so everybody was like, okay, I think she might be some might be going on with her. So ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. Mm-mm. And the Gothics did the Salem witch trials, I heard, which is crazy, and they blamed us Christians for it. And see, that's the whole thing right there. Is that they do a lot of things that the Christians get blamed for. But yeah, Salem witch trials. I think that's a crazy story in itself. Mm-mm. Like basically he was saying that she had an aesthetic and following before she was even famous. Like she exactly knew she was going to appeal to, who she was going to appeal to, and how she was going to do it. I mean, that's good that she had a plan and she was able to execute it. I'll give her that. I won't put, I don't put nothing past her as far as that's concerned, but she has admitted that she follows Lucifer. Yeah, if Abramovich is surprised, you got to be doing something truly sick and disgusting. Yeah, exactly. Because her art is disgusting, and there's no telling what. Mm-mm. That's like impressing the devil. No Lady Gaga for me. Exactly. I don't listen to her. I can't. The Japanese are big into anime. Yeah. Isn't it their stuff? And again, they have a lot of occult stuff in anime. So they know something over there. Wait, what? There's thousands of Japanese men dating those AI anime. Japan did a survey on it, and there are over 300,000 men dating one. I saw something like that, but I wasn't sure if that was true. Why? I guess times are hard, but dang. Doja Cat was so beautiful and curvy when she first came out, and now this girl looks like she's starving Lord of the Rings creature that never seen light in months. Yeah, that was a very, very drastic transformation, if I'm not mistaken. Because she came out with Juicy. I remember her doing the Vlad interview and the moo. She was explaining how the whole moo like a cow came out, and she was super thick. And, I don't know what happened. She shrunk real quick. But just like um what's the girl name? Ice Spice has shrunk real quick. Now I know the whole Ozempic thing is out now, and people are saying that she's on that, but I don't know. I don't know what would cause somebody to just drop that drastically in size. He said, Doja Cat, no, not me. I seen that demon hand palm her head. Oh, nope. The symbol is there as always. Yeah, she did have that. Oh, she had a demon palm. She had a demon head palm her head. Yeah, and then she had I remember she had a photo shoot. I just remember it being all red. I want to say it had something to do with raw meat or blood. Yeah, she just got weird all of a sudden. I just don't know if she needed to do that. I don't know if you've seen one of the Doja Cat Met Gala outfits from a while back. Oh, sorry, from a while ago. But she was dressed as a half woman, half feline with a prosthetic cat like facial features, basically promoting bestiality low key. Yeah, they definitely got her caught up. Whatever they need her to do. I could have ran forever on the Catholic Church. They don't praise Jesus. They're set, maybe. Yeah, they just always got their hands in places it doesn't need to be. And when you talk about someone who can twist some scripture, it's that church right there. but more to come on them. Sorry. And it's not against the people. It's not against the people. It's against the doctrine that the church stands for. Yeah, they got Jesus out in the forefront. They put him out in the front to mask what's going on in the back. All the big anime shows all included demons being in their main characters usually. Yeah, I see that. I remember one night, what I don't even know. See, I can't even tell you what these things are called, but I just know that my husband fell asleep and he was watching anime, and I ended up staying up, and watching it. And this demon was just going around ripping people limb from limb, eating them. I was like, okay. But I feel like they're reflective of something, some type of folklore that they believe in. Let's see here. But yeah, I'll absolutely do remember those late MySpace, early Facebook days where people online were making videos saying Lady Gaga had a ding. Like, yeah, yeah. And there was some suspect footage. I'll say that. There was definitely some things that I had questions about. He said, no, Doja really was cute though. Then she got on that self-hating ish, saying she didn't like men of color, then got small, just like Ice Spice is doing now. Yeah, which is really weird because her dad. I mean, she's African. Yeah, MK Ultra Slave. Yeah, she wants to be down. Bro, I feel like the celebrity women losing weight is a coping mechanism for being sexually used in the industry. There's no way Ice Spice hasn't been told to give herself up for success. I mean, I feel like she's been showing her allegiance. She's been throwing up the Baphomet and all that. So I don't know what all they want her to do. I mean, when she first got out, I mean, she was pretty much a rapping stripper. So unless that was just her by herself, they definitely asked her to do that. But I don't know. I don't know what the whole weight loss thing is about. Because you got, besides her, again, we've already talked about Ariana Grande and this Cynthia chick from the movie, and how they shriveled up real tiny. I mean, there's a lot of those actors and actresses that have, so I don't know what's going on. In that video, I was speaking on the demon hand grabs the back of her head as to say her mind is controlled by it. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Oh man, that's gonna make so much sense when I'm done with this video. It's gonna make so much sense. Remember that. Remember what you just said. The demon grabs her by the back of her head as to say her mind is controlled by it. Remember that. That's what bothers me. All those Catholics have their doctrine wrong and will perish for it. Yeah, I mean, as much as possible, I try to speak, you know, to them. I remember I had a friend that we used to always read the Bible because she was like, "Girl, I never read the Bible." I'm like, "Y'all don't read the Bible in the Catholic Church?" You're like, "No." I was like, "Okay, okay." Who else thought to themselves Ice Spice at Drake's house for a week. She ain't even famous like that yet. OVO running laps on her for a bag and a business favor for sure. Then she got big. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. But that's a shame for her to fall off because they said she falling off now. I would hate for her to have to gone through that just for in this short time to turn around and lose it all. That's a shame. Ancient pagans always depicted pictures of their gods coming out of caves. Know who else does that? The Catholic Church. Yep, the high priest wears the talisman of Set in the Catholic Church. Yeah. There's just a lot of paganism, pagan doctrines present there. Let's see. I lived near one of the biggest military bases in the nation working on mind control. We used to joke as kids, don't get caught walking around at night or you'll get brain droned. That's scary. Did you ever see people or hear of that happening to people or know anybody who it's happened to? Yeah, I wouldn't want to be walking around out there. There was a bunch of there was a bunch of town lore. A lot of people spoke of government programs of things you couldn't even imagine possible. What I will say is just just doing a research period. I'm just baffled why what things people are into. I would have never ever thought. So you're right. I would probably wouldn't even imagine it. Because the point where I'm at now, I'm like, I can't even I had no clue this would even enter people's heart and minds to do some of this stuff. Quite literally, Ice Spice concert crowds don't cheer in unless she's twerking, which is sad. Yeah. I mean, because ain't nobody got time for the bubblegum raps. Ain't nobody got time for that. She sounds the same in every song. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd boo her off the stage. Yeah, but as they say, be careful what you wish for. Just because she showed her devotion to Satan don't mean she can't feel regret and apathy for what comes with that choice. She ain't even 22 years old yet. Yeah. And a lot of them, I mean, they do speak of feeling the regret. Sukiana, remember when she was on there crying about how she had sold her soul and how she didn't want to do things that they had her doing anymore? But I think some of them feel like they can't get out. There's a lot of cases of soldiers developing weird issues always involving the brain and personality stuff. And that's sad because they experimenting on those soldiers. Not everywhere, but they definitely do at some of these bases. Like Fort Hood, I don't know what goes down at Fort Hood, but something fishy over there. You guys see that Doja Cat co-hosted a Met Gala after party with Diddy? No. When was that? Those Met Galas seem strange in itself. I don't know what those are all about. I saw that um what's the girl name? Puma, Erica Badu's daughter, was dressed up as a naked flapper pretty much, or whatever they call those. No, I don't know if it was a flapper. That might have been a different era, but kind of like a burlesque dancer. She was, but she had no clothes on. So I don't know what that party is about, but it was almost like a ritual just seeing how Erica sent her daughter off. She was kind of just watching in the cut. People who have been sexually abused absolutely go through phases where they try to alter their image to cope with how they are seen and sexually treated. Do you think okay, so when you say they try to cope, do you feel like they cope as far as putting clothes on, or do you think their cope is taking clothes off? I know that sounds like a weird question, but I've noticed that there's I just noticed that there's a lot of stories where people say they were sexually assaulted, and that is the reason why they are as promiscuous as they are, and as, forthcoming with their showing their body as they are. That is true. Drake got a hold of Ice Spice real quick because before she even got famous like that. Oh, let's see, I didn't know. Aren't they instructed not to read the Bible? The orthos say the same thing. They say the average person can't interpret the Bible. Only a priest or does it or designed church official. That's dangerous. I believe so. If I'm not mistaken, they have like the catechism, which is their, I don't want to say study Bible, but kind of kind of the doctrine in the words of their church fathers. Yeah, but yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that wouldn't make you suspicious if they told you that you couldn't read the Bible. I'd be like, I thought we were, because they always say they're Christians. I thought we were Christians. Why couldn't we read the Bible? There are a lot of people that would go missing or weird murders that couldn't be explained, written away. I have two friends go into service there, and they swore on their lives about things. I bet. Just stay away from Fort Hood. That's all I'll say. Yeah, you ain't gotta even tell me twice. Just from what I've seen, I haven't even done any research on it. Just from what I've seen in the media, I wouldn't go to Fort Hood. Mm-mm. They always say, no, wait, they always speak up but never change their actions. Yeah. You know? Let's see. They say the holidays, the early New Year is where missing cases happen the most due to mass traveling. See, that's not good. And what they expect people just to go missing on the roads and see. I don't know. I guess I mean I don't really celebrate like that anymore, anyways. But I would just be wary of big celebrations. Period. The way that things have been going on, it seems like something has always happened around a big celebration. Some kind of, mass deaths. This past New Year's, Halloween always has a big, big day, where a lot of people die in a big event. It's just not worth it. Okay. I just recently heard that the night Whitney Houston died, there was a big celebrity hotel party taking place directly a floor below where she died in a tub. That was mainstream news. What's his name? Clive Davis said, "No, we're gonna keep the party going," and they continued to party, knowing that she was dead upstairs. Yeah. Yep. That was the night of the. Was that an award show? I want to say. Let me look. There was the Grammys. It was the Grammys pre-gala. And what's interesting, so there's a YouTuber, I can't remember whose channel I was watching, but he was pretty much speaking on, the whole Whitney death and Ray J's involvement. And then they were bringing back up the whole note that Whitney Houston passed to Brandy situation. They're trying to claim that Whitney was telling her that Ray J was trying to set her up. Of course, we probably will never ever know what that note actually says. But that whole thing was just suspicious. Is that the only thing that has happened around the Grammys is Whitney's death? I feel like stuff always happens around the Grammys, or I could just be making that up. But she had a gold casket like it was a sacrifice. Now I'm curious as to what you've heard about Fort Hood. I lived 15 minutes from there for 6 years. I got stories for days as kids. We went into the hills and found access ways from Belton to there. Yeah, me too. What I was saying earlier is that Ice Spice losing all the weight is her coping mechanism. She is strictly known for her only for her curves. I believe she is mentally exhausted from that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can understand what you're saying. Now seeing how Hollywood is, I'm truly love being a normal, non-famous person. Exactly. I think back, when you're little, kind of always have a little dream about fame, but no, I'm glad. No, no, no. And I feel like so many things could have led in that direction. I'm so glad that I did. My spelling has been atrocious tonight. These typos are killing me. It's okay. I try to read it how I think you're trying to say it. So don't feel bad. It happens. I feel like there's a plan for every event this year. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see any coincidences these days. I just feel like they're planning everything. I always look into the mass deaths and find evidence of rituals because they're mostly there. I mean, they're definitely mostly there. Like the numbers or something like that will add up, or something. Or a big something will pass, like a law will pass the next day, or it's just always something crazy. And then some of these celebrities have had, mass death, mass, I can't even say that correctly, mass deaths tied to them as well, like the stampede that Diddy had, and I think Ariana Grande had some type of stampede once. Travis Scott had the stampede. A lot of people died. hmm Okay, yeah, that does sound familiar. Fiery Fierce, Tough News TV says the note Whitney passed to Brandy said Ray J tried to drown her in the pool. Yeah, I want to say that was the channel I was watching. And her meds were missing. See, that's crazy. And even his sister, see, there's just so much surrounding that, because even Bobby's sister was saying that her autopsy was that she had been beaten. And when she went downstairs and she first walked up to them, and Monica asked her, like, what happened? And she said, I went swimming. I went swimming again, or I went swimming or something like that. And Monica said, again? So how many times I don't know, it's just so weird. How many times had she shown up like that, as if she had, because if she had just went swimming like regular for a regular swim, why would Monica's facial expression be that curious? You'd be like, "Oh, you went swimming again? Okay," but not you again, as if it was a different type of swim. I don't know. And then remember when Brandy and Monica made that song, and then in the music video, it had somebody like passed out or something like that on the bathroom floor, and people were saying it was eerily similar to Whitney's bathroom scene. It's just hard. Yeah, I think they are all in on it, to be honest. Yeah, but I never put two and two together, thinking these satanic people really had satanic ritual with a dead companion above them. Like, that's wild to put that into perspective. Exactly. And you're thinking all these people are your friends. But I think I want to say that was one of the events that where people started to really open their eyes. I mean, of course, there was a lot, people had already been doing research, but I think when that went public, like, wait, y'all was partying while this lady was dead and y'all knew it? Yeah, people, that definitely gave everybody the side eye. They definitely got the side eye for that. But what's sad is Bobby Brown, he's the only one left to, I mean, besides, his sister, of course, is speaking, but out of that little whatever that was, he the only one left. Bobby Christina's gone, Whitney's gone, Nick Gordon's gone, and Ray J seemed like, shoot, I don't know what's going on with him, but he might be up out of here too. Sometimes it's very subtle things you might miss, like the event happened at 3:22, or other little hints in the coverage they'll show on Orange Sun for a split second, but the stuff's always there. Yeah, exactly. I've seen that too. I want to even say the biggest symbolism was around Kobe's death, when the game showed us the certain number, the score had the certain number, the jersey. It was just too much coincidence there. How old was Ray J when Whitney died? Oh, let me see. Let me see. Let's, see, Ray J is, 20 years. 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 20 ye He's a little older than me. Let me see. I don't know, but that was kind of like a cougar type. Oh, he's born in 81. So let me see. I think Whitney died in 2022. So what he had to be about 30, I think. I think he was about 30 when Whitney died. Said, yeah, rather than a celebrity died while celebrities party below. No, they were feasting off her energy from her being dead. That's what really happened. That's some sick stuff. Right? That's just to think that would be something that's weird. Was Whitney speaking on things before she died? Was she? I know they were saying that she wanted to leave the industry. She didn't want to do it anymore. She wanted to sing for the Lord. And I also heard that she was, getting clean. If not clean, she was getting clean. Maybe they didn't want that for her. Hey, again, if I mispronounce it, hello, Miss. How are you this evening, Miss Voracious? Being famous is being compromised. Yeah, it definitely seems that way. And there are people that can get away unscathed, but you have to really be about your morals. You got to really be ready to say no. I Spice shake my head. That's what young women have to look up to today. Yep, that's all they got. That's all they're putting in front of us. Mm-hmm. You can't be famous nor have spotlight without compromising your morals, integrity, dignity, principles. No, I mean you'll very few spotlight. I think there's a lot of artists that have gone underground, or overseas where they've been able to, do their talents. Like Maya. Maya even said, "Hey, they were trying to make me do some things I didn't want to do." I was like, "No." And she took her music overseas and she became a big, big hit. And she's gone independent. She pays for her own stuff. She says it's very expensive, but it's worth it. And the R&B tour didn't forget about her. They put her on the R&B tour recently, the Ladies of R&B or something like that. So, but I think just like we were speaking about much, much earlier, there are some people that just they'll do anything. And once fame starts showing its face and the money starts pouring in and it becomes like a drug, you can't turn it down. Big names have been saying for years 2025 has some big events planned. I wonder what that is. I almost don't. I really don't, because they have showed their tail this year. I don't even know if I want to. Yeah, that was a lot. 2024 was a lot of info that came out. So stay prayed up. That's all I know. Anyone else think that the Trump Tower bomber was dead in the Cybertruck already before the bomb went off? Like they drove his corpse there automatically as a decoy, then exploded the bomb. Yeah, I thought. See, I'll be honest, I haven't looked too much into this bomber, like I have been researching other things, but I thought they said that he died from something else. So yeah, I don't know if you're too far off from what you're saying, but I'll have to find that article again and see what they were talking about. But is that supposed to be like a false flag? Because they keep showing us all these. So here's my thing. They keep showing us all of these assassination attempts on Trump. And I just keep going back to number one, the Illuminati card, where it shows him dead. And then also The Simpsons. And I just don't know where all this is going. Are they going to, and I know this sounds weird, but are they going to get him? Are they not going to get him? If they get him, what does that mean? If they don't, what is it? I just don't know. Are these just false flags for us, for them to, tighten down on security and stuff? I just don't know. Because these people are so corrupt, it could be anything. That Diddy one was wild. I think they got some stuff of benefit from all those souls dying. It's done over and over. Yeah. Because that one, I think I think there was some strange circumstances behind that one too, when he had his little stampede. But I think Travis Scott's was blatant though. It's kind of hard to say about anybody else. It's funny how these political assassins always have the U.S. military federal ties one way or another. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-mm. I truly believe these homeland terrorists are MK Ultra psyops. I think so too. I mean, the only way that they can get the American people to do what it is they want is by creating these psyops and these false flags. I'm not even going to say the only way they can get it done, because these people seem gullible enough to just fall for anything. But if they want it done quickly and without question, then they'll do the psyops. Yeah, they have their little code words. There's things for the initiated and the uninitiated. Yep. Yep. And that's pretty much, I mean, it just kind of comes back to language, and how I was speaking earlier, how I thought that what I was studying right now was history, but it's really legalese. And it's like learning a totally different language. Now I was a pre-law major, so I'm not new to law, but if you are unaware of a certain concept, then it could be pretty difficult to understand what it is they're saying. And if you don't understand what it is that they're saying, you could find yourself caught up, I'll say that, locked into a contract that you didn't even know of. And so yeah, these little, if you know their language, That's why you see some, and that's why they think that what who they call conspiracy theorists. That's why they think that we're crazy, because this is coded language. This is coded language, and if you don't know it, then it does seem crazy. But once you start understanding their symbolism and their belief systems and things like that, you can spot this stuff a mile away. Monica and Brandy seemed annoyed with Whitney. I didn't realize she was with Ray J at the time. Yeah, they did. They did seem annoyed with Whitney, almost as, I'll tell you, when I first saw it and all the kind of information started coming out surrounding, I was like, oh, I felt like they were almost mad she wasn't dead yet. Like she came down like, oh my, they were surprised that she was still alive when she came down. They looked like they had seen a ghost. And their last song together was It All Belongs to Me. I felt like they were waiting for Whitney to get off the scene. Because as long as Whitney's still around, she's still considered the voice. And nobody cares about the vocal Bible. And nobody cares about, I don't know what they call Monica. But nobody, like, we love you, but you're not Whitney Houston. So they were waiting for her to get out the way. They were already sitting with Clive, Kakian. And when she came downstairs, they were looking like, whoa. You supposed to been gone. I thought Ray J put your lights out a long time ago. I've noticed that when people start questioning things after they go back to flow of life and norm, very few open their eyes and keep them open. Wait. Well, yeah, well, I think it depends on how far they've gone down. Like, for me, there's no turning back. None whatsoever. I've read and seen way too much. But when I first, if I can go back to when I first heard the term Illuminati, I just heard it in passing and never thought anything of it, never did any research on it. And yeah, it's a defunct organization, and you really didn't hear too much about it. You didn't know too much about it ever. But now you couldn't tell me nothing. You can't tell me it's not real. I don't care what you say. See how the media just forgot about the drones all over the world after 2 weeks? Yep. After being in the news every single day. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yep. The past Super Bowl have been symbolism in it than any other. I always watch just the halftime shows to dissect them. Something big is coming. The reason why I think something big is coming is because Beyonce performed. I don't know. I just, with all the stuff surrounding her family right now, and Jay-Z being tied to the NFL and having a say so over, yeah, it's just I don't know. Yeah, I can. We wonder what this year will be. I agree. Have you've ever seen What Do We Do in the Shadows? Sorry, I'm not sure what that means. Oh, oh no, they don't want any of them turning to Christ because how many of their fans that may influence. Yeah. And then they'll go bankrupt. And then they'll go bankrupt. Oh, okay. What We Do in the Shadows. I haven't seen that. What We Do in the Shadows. Is it a documentary? Yeah, that does sound interesting. Sorry, I was writing that so I can look it up. Okay, guys, I know it's getting late, so I'm gonna do the last few comments. Most people won't say no because they have blackmail on them and they can't risk the public embarrassment. Yeah. Yep. There's no way they can say no. Not without risking everything. And yeah, that's so sad. It's sad because again, some of these people don't even know that they're on camera or that they have been drugged and forced to do something. Those are the ones I feel sorry for, not the ones that are willingly giving their souls up. Also, those demons that follow them won't let them speak the truth. You have to have the spiritual. Sorry, I don't know why I can't read tonight. You have to have the Holy Ghost to be with you to combat the wickedness after you open the spiritual door. Yeah, exactly. If they try to speak, those demons will try to tear them from the inside out. Yep. Throw them to the floor, hurt them, cut them, or have them cut themselves, all kinds of stuff. Cam, they went they went to the Super Bowl party, but thought he was a superb owl party. You made me think of that episode. Yeah. Epiphany, have you heard of Cooking with Kaya? I have, and I am one of those women whose husband introduced him to Cooking with Kaya. But my husband cooks and he likes to watch cooking videos, so it wasn't anything weird. Yeah, I mean, she's a young girl. I don't know if the twerk and all that is necessary, but I don't know. I don't know what you. What are your thoughts on Cooking with Kai? I mean, I've seen a few of the videos. I just know that she's causing a division amongst the nation, amongst those who, I don't know, cook and don't cook, I guess. It's funny to me. It's crazy how they try to get her shut down and all that kind of stuff. It's so unnecessary. But yeah. Well, when I mean famous, I mean in the mainstream, as in top of the top idols. Yeah. I mean, I really do wonder if there's anyone who hasn't, who has made it to the top, but who has managed to stay clear. Just one. You said nope. She's a promiscuous young girl. It's a shame what she's doing. Yeah, I think again, the twerk and all that is unnecessary. I thought it was unnecessary to say, oh, cook for your man before I do. I thought that was unnecessary. But if she's just dressed up, cooking in the kitchen, cool. I mean, I see nothing wrong with it. But we've made it to the point where everybody has to sexualize themselves in order to make money, or feel like they have to sexualize themselves in order to make money. But it was the weak women that did this. It was the weak women that brought this into society, and I'll tell you why. Because you don't need to do all that for men to think that you're sexy. I don't know about now, but back in the day, you didn't need to do all that. I was an athlete, so after track practice, shoot, after dance, and you feel like you're looking a hot mess, I feel like that's when people try to holler at you the most. We didn't have eyelashes back then. We had weave, of course, but all that other stuff, we didn't have all that. BBLs, nobody was talking about no BBLs. Nobody was talking about face fillers and all kinds of stuff like that. You got your hair and your nails done. That was the extent of it. Everyone has a choice to make and what master to serve, and those two masters are God and money. Most people will compromise for money because that's the so-called God they see. Yeah, that and they've created a society where we need money. Speaking of owls, Cat Williams showed he's no ally with this new little owl tattoo and flashy necklace he had in the interview recently. Oh, I didn't see that. Did he really? Listen, I do like Cat Williams. I do. I do appreciate him speaking out, but he does compromise on certain things. Like he comes off as Christian, but when you really pay attention to like a lot of things he says, or even the 5% piece on his neck, those kind of things, you're like, okay, Cat, you got some different belief systems in there. Oh, you're at work tuning in. I really appreciate that. I hope I'm having a great evening. I appreciate that. No, I'm good. I hope it makes sure your time there go by a little bit faster. Ali, I think it's all show. The government has mastered false flags. They use them frequently, like the Liberty like the Liberty US. Yeah, Liberty. Yeah, they do. Because most people don't know they exist. Oh, he said, yeah. False flag. Okay, man. I don't care what mainstream media be telling us. I don't listen to nothing they say happen as truth. Yeah, it's hard to listen to them. Again, I think most people have agreed, and they've even done surveys now that most people get their news from like YouTube sources and independent media journalists now. Because we know that we know the big names are bought up. And we know that there are certain people that own those companies, and that they have scripts to tell us what they want us to hear, and they all repeat that script. So, okay, I know we got a few more, and I'll let y'all get out of here. As we know, their plan is their Agenda 2030 or Agenda 21 by 2030. That's where they want the NWO to take place, and that's why Trump will be the last president of the United States, allegedly. Yeah, they've got that. We might have to do a deep dive into that and kind of see what all they've listed. I've seen I can't say that I've read through the whole list. And I know there was a lot of propaganda surrounding it. I want to be able to read it for myself and kind of pick it apart. Terrorism was hyped up to slowly strip you of your rights and all privacy. Yeah. And I want to say that was quick, especially after 9/11. After 9/11, they were able to reinstate a lot of stuff really, really quickly. But that's how they do it. The war on terror. History has been heavily doctored and redacted. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has. I feel like that's a mouthful right there. The sciences, the history, the everything. Yeah. These wars, Palestine versus Israel, UK versus Russia and North Korea, the bombings, all the stuff is conditioning for World War III, getting first world countries used to attacks happening in their country. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. So there can be wars and rumors of wars. See, the internet has been terrible and great at a time. You can get information out now, but in time it's taken down, blocked, or labeled misinformation. I know it. I feel like now every time I see the little Wikipedia, the little blue tag, I already know not to believe. I'm just going. You're against whatever's in the video is probably true. Whenever I see little Wiki pop up, but yeah, it's so weird what has been taken down, what has been stuff you could easily find years ago, or they'll bury it really, far deep, page 15 of Google, type stuff, where they feel like nobody's going to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to click as much as I can. Let's see what y'all got hiding. Them not understanding coded language and calling us conspiracy theorists reminds me of a language interpreter giving sign language for Waka Flocka concert, and he thought she was throwing up gang signs. That just sounds so silly. These people are silly. And poor Waka, I know he got jumped not too long ago. I know he's denying it, but they say he got jumped by like 10 people. I don't know what's going on with that. Ray J mad he didn't blow up as big as Kim did for their home videos. See, I don't know about that. I feel like Ray J is everywhere. Ray J is everywhere. He's even, like he said, he's a news pundit on major news stations. He's got reality shows back to back to back. I mean, I don't know if I think I've seen him somewhere. I think he's got Zeus going. So he's got networks that are hiring him and he's producing for. Ray J is doing it. And he's also helping to bridge the gap between, or trying, let me say, to help bridge the gap between the so-called rainbow community and hip hop. Like Diddy was down low doing it, but Ray J, he's out in the open trying to bridge the gap. All truth gets watered down. The Illuminati is a good example. They joke and kid about it and spread massive disinformation where most don't get the real truth of it. Dang, Jesuits do a good job. Yeah, they really, really do a good job. They've done a great job. Yeah. I feel like they're doing a lot of that now. I don't know, with the whole Diddy thing. they're putting so much out there that a lot of the information is getting tangled and twisted. So it's hard to see what's what, but hopefully come March. Their coded language is the gematria. Yep, everything done in numbers, coded by numbers. Astrology. Yep, and mathematics. How do you feel about influencers and celebrities becoming Christian? It doesn't seem genuine to me. Like certain ones I thought were genuine. Like I thought, I'm not gonna say she's not genuine. I still don't know, but Whoa Vicky, I thought her becoming a Christian was authentic. And at some point she even was standing up for the gospel when she was being attacked by it, or being attacked for it. Her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, who got saved around the same time she did, I think he's still doing good. Them, no, I wouldn't say it's not genuine, but there are some that I've given the side eye to. Yeah, like Alexis. I guess I can name names. Alexis Sky. Hers was kind of weird. I don't know if you all know who that is. She was the one that lied and said that Fetty Wap was her baby daddy. Yeah, there's a few like her. China Black. She she went so far as to get her Baphomet tattoo removed, so she might be serious. So I don't know. That it's kind of hard to tell. It really just depends on the person. But yeah, I would say a lot of it doesn't seem genuine. But at the same time, I do understand that it is a sanctification process, and so you might not see every great result overnight. But at the same time, I guess just knowing how the machine works and how they will put these fake, well, I guess these fake conversions in front of us and then have them act out in a manner that's unbecoming of a Christian, so that it turns people's hearts and minds away. So people say, "Oh, if that's what Christianity is, I don't want it." So I do acknowledge that happens. So it does depend on just depend on the person. I laugh at the "Can you cook?" If you're an adult and you can't feed yourself, you may be retarded. I mean, I even if it doesn't taste good, right? You should still be able to throw something together, even if it just tastes good to you. B Simone is selling T-shirts now. See, I vaguely saw something about B Simone, so I have to look into it. I don't know about her because I don't know too much about her. Sometimes I see her defending the gospel, and then other times people are saying that she's doing some she ain't got no business. So I'm not sure. What is she selling T-shirts? What do her T-shirts say? Yeah, she's one I'm not sure of. Not only is she promoting sexualization, she's also promoting adultery. She has a man cooking for her man while telling other women that she can take their man while showing her assets. See, I didn't know she had a man. But yeah, it's just a weird thing to say. Yeah, it's just weird to say. I mean, girl, cook that cornbread or whatever you cooking and get on with it. But yes, I blame the parents and the older generations for what's going on now. They've let the younger generations down to a burning house. Yeah. And there's no turning back. You said if she just promotes cooking for her man, then she would be all right. But she's promoting more degeneracy to a younger audience through her lenses, doing something good. Yeah, I agree. Cat Williams plays Hegelian dialectic, which means that he plays the role of enemy of the occult, even though he is a part of the occult. The occult plays both sides of good and magic. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how far he's into it, but I do see him straddle the fence at times. Um, Not so much as him being in with the Illuminati or anything like that, but just again, some of the things he says about Christian doctrine is a little off. Okay, y'all. Last few comments. Elon thinks that India BO already is here. Everyone should read his post in Latin with Trump kids after Trump won. It's kind of sus. Okay. Yeah, didn't he say something? Hold on, I'm losing. I I might be getting it mixed up with something else. I'm gonna have to bring my thought back to that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring them back to that. Yeah, Denzel getting baptized, then becoming an elder at the same time is so anti-biblical. Yeah, his came out of nowhere, but again, yeah, it's just that one's kind of hard to call. Being Christian is the new trend, which pisses me off because you can kind of tell that most are just capping and aren't serious. I I think they think it's something else, though. Again, they think it's just all love and no judgment. You know, you can just keep on doing what you're doing, be forgiven, and don't judge me because God says don't judge or else you'll be judged. So it's just twisting scripture. Because they immediately start trying to preach about stuff they barely know about and ruin the word of God. Yeah, that too. I can cook just about every different ethnic group's food because I'm a fatty at heart and I like certain dishes from a lot of different cultures. That's good. That's good. Kind of a creature of habit, so I can't say that I branch out too far. He said that God never said don't judge, though. It's a whole book in the Bible called Judges, and God specifically says to judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. Yeah, I agree, but everybody misses that particular verse, even though it's right under the one that they always quote. So, yeah. And this is gonna be my last comment. But nope, did you just assume someone's gender? Oh my gosh. That's not politically correct in 2025. But if someone asks you to call them a woman with a neck beard, you're supposed to oblige them. Yeah, and that's super crazy. It's super crazy. And I think it's super crazy the women who get mad at the other women who don't embrace that particular ideology. And I'm wondering if the ones who say transgender women are women, I'm wondering if they would like to be called transgender women. Like, should we call them transgender as well and see if they become hypocrites at that point. But hey, you know. So it is 10:30. We've been on here for 3 hours and 31 minutes. I enjoy each and every conversation that we have. I enjoy to have, I hope to have many, many more. New changes coming. I've got some new developments coming to the channel. I do want to bring a book club so we can read more excerpts and reports and things like that together. As well, again, as the community, I would take a tab where we can share resources and things like that. But more information on that to come. Can you do open panels as well? Yeah, that is actually more I would like to do. Now, when you say open panels, do you want, tell me a little bit more about that. Do you want an open panel as in there is a particular topic and then we have a group of people that discuss the topic? Or do you want like a debate style of where we can lay out different arguments and discuss them? Yeah, I definitely want to allow guests on. I dropped the link this evening so that someone could get on, but yeah, if we but yeah, we'll do more of that. I agree with that. Okay, specific topics. As in you hold a stream talking about a particular thing and we bring our own evidence to expound on the point of said subject. Okay, that sounds good. Let me brainstorm on that a little bit. Let me brainstorm on the format, not the idea, but the format, and we'll get that started real soon. The book club will be starting real soon. Yeah, I've just got a lot of stuff in development. I just got a lot of stuff that I want to be able to do. And yeah. Epiphany, I can help you with the streaming side of things, OBS or anything technical you might need help with. Okay, sounds good. I will definitely reach out on what is needed on that part. You know what? I really appreciate that. I'm gonna put that on the screen. I really appreciate that because I'll be honest, I get so like one part of me is like, don't get burnt out. Don't get burnt out. Don't do too much and fizz out. And at the same time, it's like, don't take too much time. They need to know you're still here and you're still developing and things like that. So I really appreciate that. I really do. But I'm here. Is John dies in the end full of esoteric Illuminati stuff? John dies in the end? What is that? Is that a movie? Is that a book? Oh, it's a movie. American comedy horror. It's a I don't know. I've never heard of this before. This is a new street drug that sends its users across time and dimensions. Has one drawback. Some people return no longer human. I don't know. I have to check it out. Where to watch? Because if it's on Tubi, I will definitely watch it. Let's see. Looks like it's on YouTube, Apple TV, Google Play, and the Microsoft Store. No, so I had never heard of that movie, so I'm not quite sure what it's about, but yeah, I'm not sure. I have to check it out. Roger, I'm not a machine. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Um, I'm sure no one here currently at risk, but if you allow guests on, you have to vet carefully. A lot of flashers frequently. Oh, YouTube lives to get channels flagged or killed. There's weirdos out there. I've seen it a lot. Whoa, are they really? Okay. Okay, I will definitely keep that in mind. Rosh is always speak the truth and promote the truth, never compromise with wickedness nor evil of any kind. No, I agree. Nope. Mm-mm. I'm trying to get to my mansion that the Lord promised me. I can't be fooling around with this wickedness. um, you said a book that was made into a movie, but apparently the book only covers 25% of the actual book sorties. And see, that's why I want to do the book club, because I mean, I love watching stuff. Don't get me wrong. You got a video, I'll sit here and watch 2-3 hours of it. I sure will. But books, I don't know. It's just something about a book. The people that I've seen in the panels and comments, I agree. Some way, I'll have to find a way, but I'll definitely bring you guys a format, and we'll get that started pretty soon. Epiphany, remember, you do have people here. Like, I wouldn't mind being sent on an assignment research wise. I've been thinking about that too. Especially when we're in here on the stream. I'm like, man, should I, send them to go show stuff so they can print in stuff too. So yeah, I will. I'm loving these ideas. So that I can continue to grow and bring new stuff, make it, new and fresh. So, yeah, I will definitely keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah, I definitely will. Okay, you're almost done with the hip hop video. Okay, remember to let us know so we can all check it out, get you going on the algorithm. A topic I can suggest to talk about is the digital ID and social credit system, since we were talking about Agenda 21. Okay, hold on, let me put this in the notes before I let y'all go. Digital ID. Okay. Okay. I've made a video on the digital ID, and I'm currently making a video on the social credit system. These are things that need to be talked about. Yeah, they do. Okay. For future discussions, you can hold polls too in your community tab on what video or topic we should talk about, and whatever wins you can hold. I agree. I like it. I appreciate the suggestions. Like I said, I want to know from you all what you need from me, so that you're getting what you come here for. So again, I know it's getting late. I don't know who all has to get up early in the morning, but again, I appreciate each and every person that comes out here, each and every person that comments. Even if you do not comment, just your presence here alone is greatly appreciated. And I hope to talk to you guys soon. And I hope you have a good night. All right. I'll see y'all soon. Thank you.